stop what you're doing for just a moment. Have you noticed that your eyes feel tired, even when you've had a full night's sleep? Maybe your vision seems a little blurry in the morning, or bright lights are starting to bother you more than they used to. You rub your eyes and wonder, am I just getting older? Here's what most people don't know. This feeling might have nothing to do with your age. Your body could be sending you a very important signal right now. And if you ignore it, things could quietly get worse over the next few months. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share could genuinely change the way you feel every single day. If you're over 50 and your eyes have been giving you trouble, you are not alone, not even close. Millions of people in this age group deal with tired, burning, light-sensitive eyes every single day. And most of them go to their doctor and are told the same thing. That's just part of getting older. They're handed a prescription for reading glasses and sent on their way. Now, eyesight does change with age, that's true. But blurry vision, constant eye fatigue, and sensitivity to light that seems to be getting worse, that's not something you should just accept. That's your body telling you it needs something. And here's the thing most people miss entirely. The problem might not even start in your eyes. Here's what's fascinating about eye health, and what most people never hear about. Your eyes are one of the most energy-hungry organs in your entire body. Every second, millions of tiny cells inside your eyes are working overtime. They're processing light, converting it into signals, and sending those signals racing to your brain. That process requires a tremendous amount of fuel and cellular energy. Now, when something disrupts that energy supply, something deep inside the body, your eyes are often the first to feel it. The tiredness, the blurring, the sensitivity to light, these aren't random. They're clues. And researchers have been quietly uncovering something surprising, something that explains why so many people over 50 experience exactly these symptoms, and why the usual explanations just don't add up. But here's where things get really interesting. Most people assume that if something is wrong with their eyes, the fix must be eye-related. Better glasses, eye drops, maybe surgery. And sometimes, yes, that's the answer. But what researchers discovered is that in a huge number of cases, the root cause is something happening far from your eyes. Something happening in almost every cell of your body, silently, without any dramatic warning signs. Just a slow, creeping depletion of something your body absolutely cannot function without. And the most alarming part, most people have never even heard of it in this context. Doctors rarely check for it. And yet, fixing it can make a measurable difference in how your eyes feel, sometimes in just a matter of weeks. So what is it? Let's talk about that right now. The answer is vitamin B2, also known as riboflavin. Now, I know what you're thinking. Riboflavin? That sounds like something on a cereal box label that you've never paid attention to. And most people haven't. Which is exactly the problem. Here's what riboflavin actually does inside your body. It plays a central role in what scientists call cellular energy production. Basically, it helps your cells convert the food you eat into usable energy. Without enough riboflavin, that process slows down. Your cells start running on empty. And because your eyes demand so much energy to function, they're incredibly vulnerable to this slowdown. But riboflavin does something else specifically for your eyes. It's deeply involved in protecting the cornea, the clear front surface of your eye, and in supporting the mucous membranes around the eye. When riboflavin is low, those protective layers become fragile. Light starts to feel harsh. Vision goes soft and blurry. Your eyes feel like they've been staring at a screen for 12 hours straight, even when they haven't. There's also research suggesting that riboflavin deficiency may accelerate oxidative stress in the eye's lens. And that's a big deal, because oxidative damage over time is linked to some very serious vision problems that become more common after 50. So this isn't a minor vitamin. For your eyes especially, riboflavin is absolutely critical. Now here's the part that surprises most people when they hear it. You might assume that if you were low in riboflavin, your eyes would be the first place you'd notice. But that's not actually what happens. By the time your eyes are struggling, riboflavin deficiency has usually been quietly affecting other parts of your body for quite a while. There's a kind of progression, a sequence of warning signs that builds up over months, sometimes years. Most people brush off the early signs. They seem so ordinary, so unrelated. But when you see them together, the pattern becomes very clear. So before we talk about how to fix this, and I will give you a very practical plan for that, let me walk you through the warning signs. Because I want you to be able to recognize whether this might actually be happening to you right now. Let's go through these one by one, and I want you to be honest with yourself about how many of these you recognize. First, and this is the big one we've been talking about, blurry vision and tired eyes. Not just at the end of a long day, but persistently. Eyes that feel gritty, dry, or like they're burning, even when you haven't been reading or looking at a screen. And a growing sensitivity to bright lights or sunlight that feels almost uncomfortable. Second, cracking and soreness at the corners of your mouth. This one surprises people, but it's actually one of the classic signs doctors look for. Little splits or sores in the skin at the sides of your lips that just won't seem to heal properly. In medicine, this is called angular cheilitis, and riboflavin deficiency is one of the most common causes. Third, a sore or swollen tongue. The tongue might look redder than normal, feel tender, or appear almost shiny on the surface. Some people describe it as feeling like their tongue is slightly inflamed all the time. Fourth, persistent fatigue. Not just feeling tired after a busy week, a deep, ongoing low energy that doesn't fully go away with rest. Because remember, riboflavin is central to how your cells produce energy. When it drops, everything feels harder. Fifth, skin changes, particularly around the nose, ears, or on the sides of the face. You might notice redness, flakiness, or a slightly oily, irritated look to the skin in those areas. Sixth, frequent headaches, especially around the eyes or across the forehead. Some research has found a connection between low riboflavin and migraines as well. And seventh, mood changes, irritability, mild low mood, or a general sense of mental fogginess. Because riboflavin also supports the nervous system, a deficiency can quietly affect how you feel emotionally and mentally. Now, how many of those felt familiar? Even 2 or 3 is worth paying attention to. So why would someone become deficient in riboflavin in the first place, especially if they're eating a reasonably healthy diet? This is where age becomes a really important factor. After 50, the body's ability to absorb vitamins and nutrients from food starts to decline. Your digestive system becomes less efficient. The gut lining changes, and even if you're eating the same foods you've always eaten, you might be absorbing significantly less of the nutrients in them. This is true for many vitamins, but riboflavin is particularly vulnerable to this process. Then there's medication. This is something that genuinely surprises people. Certain very common medications, including antidepressants, some blood pressure medications, and particularly medications used to treat anxiety, can actually interfere with how the body absorbs and uses riboflavin. If you take any regular medications, this is absolutely worth discussing with your doctor. Alcohol is another factor. Even moderate alcohol consumption can significantly reduce the body's riboflavin levels over time. It impairs absorption and increases how quickly the body uses up what little it has. Diet also plays a big role. Riboflavin is found primarily in dairy products, eggs, lean meats, and leafy green vegetables. If your diet has moved away from any of those, whether by choice or just by habit, your intake may have dropped without you realizing it. And finally, thyroid disorders, which become much more common after 50, particularly in women, can also disrupt riboflavin metabolism. So there are quite a few ways this can sneak up on you. The important thing to know is, it's not your fault, and it is fixable. All right, let's talk about what you can actually do, because this is the part that matters most. The good news is that riboflavin deficiency responds very well to treatment. Many people notice a genuine improvement in their energy and eye comfort within 2 to 4 weeks of addressing it. Let me give you a clear, practical plan. Start with food. The richest dietary sources of riboflavin are beef liver, which is extraordinarily high in B2, eggs, dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt, lean chicken and turkey, salmon and mackerel, and dark leafy greens like spinach. If you can add 2 or 3 of these to your daily meals, that's a meaningful foundation. But here's the honest truth for people over 50. Food alone is often not enough. Because of the absorption issues we talked about, most people in this age group benefit from supplementation. The recommended daily amount for adults is around 1.3 milligrams for men and 1.1 milligrams for women. But therapeutic doses used to address a deficiency are typically higher, often 10 to 25 milligrams per day. One important thing to know about B vitamins: they work best together. Riboflavin works closely with B6 and B12 in the body. So rather than taking riboflavin in isolation, a good quality B-complex supplement that includes all the B vitamins is often a smarter choice. It ensures everything is in balance. There's also a lifestyle consideration worth mentioning. Riboflavin is water-soluble, which means the body doesn't store it the way it stores fat-soluble vitamins. You need a consistent daily supply. And because light actually destroys riboflavin, it's important to store your supplements and B2-rich foods away from direct sunlight. Yes, even the milk in a clear glass bottle loses riboflavin when exposed to light. And of course, please speak with your doctor before making any significant changes to your supplements, especially if you're on medications. A simple blood test can confirm whether riboflavin is genuinely low, and your doctor can help guide the right approach for you personally. Most people don't need a major overhaul. Small, consistent changes can make a real difference. So let's bring this all together. Tired, blurry eyes and light sensitivity after 50 are not something you simply have to accept. In many cases, they're a signal, a quiet but persistent signal, that your body is running low on vitamin B2, or riboflavin. This vitamin is essential for cellular energy, and your eyes depend on that energy more than almost any other organ. When riboflavin drops, your vision suffers, your eyes feel heavy and irritated, and bright light becomes uncomfortable. And the further it falls, the more other systems are affected: your skin, your mouth, your tongue, your mood, your overall energy. After 50, the body naturally absorbs less of it. Common medications can deplete it further. And the foods that contain it are the ones many people are eating less of. But here's the genuinely encouraging part. Once you know what's happening, it's one of the more straightforward deficiencies to address. Better food choices, the right supplement, a conversation with your doctor. These are simple, achievable steps, and the people who take them often find that the improvement in how their eyes feel, and how they feel overall, is quite remarkable. Your eyes have been working hard for you your whole life. They deserve the fuel they need to keep doing that job well. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you experience tired or blurry eyes, or that uncomfortable sensitivity to bright light? Have you ever had your riboflavin levels checked? Drop a comment below and let me know. Your experience might help someone else watching this video right now. And if this information surprised you, or if you think someone you care about needs to hear this, please share this video with them. It takes 10 seconds and it could genuinely make a difference in how they feel. If you're new here, welcome. We talk about real health information for real people over 50, in plain language, with no fluff. Hit subscribe and the bell so you don't miss our next video. And if you want to go deeper, I've linked some additional resources in the description below, including what to ask your doctor and how to read a standard vitamin panel. Take care of those eyes, and I'll see you in the next one.